Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Ryan. For those of you who are joining me for the first time today. All right, guys, it's been a while since I've been on here 55 days. Sorry I've been gone for so long. It's been crazy around here at work and with family and with all kinds of things going on. But enough about that. Let's get into what I still feel is happening with AMC. And we're going to break it down in a lot of different ways. We're going to talk about a little bit of everything and a little bit of just the overall market and how it all ties into AMC. So, guys, first, let's talk about what is happening with AMC right now. So, AMC currently short interest right now is showing that 48.49 million shares are being sold short, which is 11.29% of the float. And when you consider that the retail still owns 80 to 90%, let's give it 90% because we know that that's it, even though we know that we probably own well over 100, 200, 300, who knows how many percent of the float. We know we own the float. We have forever, and that hasn't changed because we haven't sold our shares. We are still buying, we're still holding, and there's nothing that's stopping that. Also, keep in mind the 11.29% is merely just reported info, okay? Cost to borrow is low right now. It's at about 0.65%. But there's only 3.8 million shares that are available to borrow. So any kind of squeeze activity could cause those numbers to change drastically and quickly, which is what we've been saying for a very, very long time. All right. As far as failure to delivers, there were 35,390 shares that failed to deliver, which means that they're having a hard time delivering on the shares that they're supposed to be delivering on. Now let's look into some of the key points that I think is going on in the overall market. Okay, with continued high interest rates, the Fed is still paused on lowering rates, and so the rates are still held very high, which is causing hedge funds to be paying more money for the shares that they're borrowing, for the things that they're doing, for all that is involved when it comes to what is happening in the financial realm. The IMF warned that hedge funds are heavily leveraged in treasuries, and already this year, Pulaski Bank Savings Bank has already failed this year. So there's been a bank failure this year, which is just showing you that there are liquidity issues in the market. Okay. If liquidity continues to stay this way, if things continue to be tightened like this, you will see a chance for margin calls to happen. These are all things that we've been talking about for a very long time. And when you look at the VIX so far from the end of 2024 into now, you can see how crazy the market has been. It's been really volatile. Okay. I know a couple weeks ago what I missed, there was a lot of crazy price movement in the SPY and all over the market. And during that time, AMC stayed pretty steady. Yes, it's at a lower point, but it still stayed steady when the rest of the market was going crazy. All right, like we talked about in a previous video, the fundamentals and the last earnings call from AMC, guys, Q4 was up from last year, right? The adjusted EBITDA is up, cash flow is up, and they're still paying down debt that's due in 2029. So they're continuing to just the company is continuing to do better, yet the stock price is still low. It doesn't make sense unless you're us, unless you know why. The fact that they're still heavily shorting us, and there's so much manipulation going on, it doesn't take a genius to see that they're trying to prove to you that AMC is not a good stock to be in, but we know better than that, right? All right, guys. So far this year, the 2025 box office is $2.09 billion, which is up 7% from last year. Okay, some of the top films this year so far have been the Minecraft, the Captain America movie, and the Mufasa movie. Those have been those proved to do well. There's been some flops. That Snow White movie did pretty bad, and it is what it is. But we're going to have some pretty cool movies coming out this year. Here's a few of them, okay? Thunderbolts is another Marvel movie. It is said to be the final film of Phase 5, and it's projected to have a strong opening weekend. Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning, guys. Tom Cruise. Mission Impossible has been going on forever. Those movies always do good. All of this, and it's said to be it's going to be his last one, maybe, right? Like, I mean, I say maybe because who knows with that guy, but if it is in fact his last movie, you better believe it's probably going to do pretty dang well. All right, Lilo and Stitch, the live action Lilo and Stitch is going to be coming out in the end of May. That movie is going to bring on the nostalgic people from that were watching it years ago and newer people. I have a 17-year-old daughter who loved Lilo and Stitch, and my 5-year-old daughter also is starting to really like that movie. So it has a very broad audience of people who are going to go see that movie. The live action How to Train Your Dragon, again, it's going to bring out a lot of families to go see that movie. Okay. F1, okay, F1 racing has been around for a long time. There are a lot of people who love F1 racing. So they're making a movie about it, which Brad Pitt is starring in. And I anticipate it'll probably bring in a good amount of people to see that movie because they want to watch what F1 is about from probably a behind the scenes standpoint. Those movies typically do pretty well. A new Superman movie is going to be coming out. It's a reboot on Superman. There's been a ton of them. They always seem to do well also. So we got that movie coming out in July. Jurassic World, the rebirth, right? It's coming out in August of 2025. Everybody loves dinosaurs. Everybody has loved the Jurassic movies for a long time. So we got that coming out. And then probably what is going to be the best two movies coming out this year as far as box office goes is the second part of Wicked. The first one did amazing. People are still seeing it all the time. It did fantastic. And now the second part is coming out. And again, guys, that is just going to bring a ton of people. And then Avatar: Fire and Ash. This movie is projected to do over $2 billion in box office worldwide. And that is coming out at the end of the year. It's coming out in the middle of December. And those are going to just help crush box office for 2025. All of these things combined, guys, are just going to continue to help AMC. We're not going anywhere. The apes are staying. And I know that you're continuing to hold. You're buying when you can. And we're still on the track for MOASS. It is still coming. I'm not worried about it. You shouldn't be worried about it either. So let's just stay chill. I will be back soon. I'm not going to make you guys wait another 55 days for a video, and I will talk to you guys later. Stay positive, stay motivated, stay motivating. Bye.